That's a fumble. Here we go. And still out. And this is going to be a strip sack fumble. Touchdown. Viera defense adds to the point total. Is that Hungerbuhler? I believe it's either 10 or 11. I believe it's Isaac Hungerbuhler on the eventual touchdown. All right, we get set to kick off week 2 tomorrow night, and week 3 in the SSAA, and we're going to be doing these interviews hopefully maybe once a week, once every other week here on Thursday nights leading up to the preview show, which is coming up next after this interview or shortly thereafter following volleyball if we have that going on. This is a pre-recorded interview. So whatever's happening after this, if it's still going on, the preview show is coming right up. So I'm joined here in studio tonight by a young man who we've discussed doing this interview for about a year, a little over a year now, and I've always wanted to get him in the studio. I find him to be I'm a huge fan of his, first and foremost. I really am. And watching him play football and in life, too, I cheer for this young man. And I know a lot of you out there do as well. You can watch him play tomorrow night right here on the Brevard Sports Network as myself and Nick Donahue will be on the call for the third, I think it's the Adidas Bowl. Tomorrow night. So the third annual Adidas Bowl tomorrow night between the Satellite Scorpions, who have won the first 2 last year in comeback fashion, and we'll ask him about that as well. This one at Viera. Please help me welcome here for the first time to the Brevard Sports Network studios, Viera Hawk defensive end, linebacker, pass rusher, Isaac Hungerbuhler. And Isaac, welcome. It's good to have you here, buddy.
Thank you.
Congratulations on being 1-0. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, you guys have won. You went? Isaac, my memory's bad already. Did you win the Kickoff Classic?
Yeah. Against Palm Bay.
That's right. 35-27 over Palm Bay. I was on the call for that. How could I forget? But I've enjoyed watching the start of your season. You got a touchdown in that Kickoff Classic. When you saw that ball squirt free, picked it up, and you knew you were going to get in the end zone. Have you ever scored a defensive touchdown in high school?
Yeah. My sophomore year I had a 95 area yard return against Melbourne.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean I was gassed, but yeah.
Cool. All right. So I know you had a sack and a half Friday night, and you're always in the mix. You're always out there playing. And we'll start right there with the Viera football team because you have been a part of a program that has gone, I guess, as a freshman when you were there. Coach Smith was there when you were a freshman, right? So Coach Smith is there. Program seems to be on pretty even keel footing. It looks like, nothing but, as they say in the grown-up world, wine and roses ahead for everybody. Everything looks great, right? And then all of a sudden, Derek Smith goes to Georgia. You get a new head football coach whom everybody loves. He steps in, and Coach Shane Staples. Unfortunately, the program goes 0-10. There's this little off-the-field incident which garnered national attention. You get a new head football coach. Then your quarterback or one of your star wide receivers trucks off to Cocoa. Your quarterback trucks off to Georgia. And here you are. How has you and the core of this football team, meaning you, the Jack Hancocks of the world, how have you guys gotten to this point mentally?
I mean, it's been tough, and there's always the doubts, like maybe the grass is greener on the other side, but overall, altogether, we've known that we have what we need to win. And, I mean, as you're seeing it now, that defense that went 0-10 with, freshman linebacker James.
Right, James Olsen,
We had Seth Hufty, who we also lost after his 0-10.
Right.
But and Colin Roddy as well. for
Right.
Satellite.
Some big time names.
So we have guys. We had the guys we thought, and we thought that could have been the easy way out. But as you see now, we had Noah Renez step up huge last year. I mean, I don't know how a freshman can.
Noah
be that
Renez is a beast. We'll talk about him, but go ahead.
But overall, I mean, this defense especially has stayed real strong.
What has been, an 0-10 season is always tough to swallow.
Yeah.
I can remember seeing Coach Shane and talking to him, and, I felt bad for him, but, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
What did you learn from going 0-10? What did you learn from being 0-10?
I mean, it really made me value the feeling of a win.
Yeah.
I mean, because the toughest thing that we had to go through was with winning all of our games 14U.
Right.
Winning
because you guys dominated.
Yeah. I mean, every game.
Right.
We go to JV. Once again, we're beating everyone by 40.
You won a championship in JV, right? Yeah.
And then we all get to varsity and we lose every game.
Right.
And we're like, this is interesting. So I think when we got to varsity, we were like, oh, this is going to be easy like it always is. And then we just got hit.
Different level.
Yeah.
What is there a particular moment for you that happened where you went, this ain't youth football anymore? Was there a moment that maybe you got hit or something happened and you went, man, the speed is different, this feels different? Do you remember it?
Oh, I had two.
Okay.
So we were playing Satellite, and I can't remember who it was, but he had the big, longer hair, and he played O-line my sophomore year. And I was, like, running around the edge.
Make sure you're talking to that mic.
He was about to throw the quarterback was about to throw something, and I jumped to put my hands up, and he hit me right here.
Oh.
I just fell right on my back, and he jumped on top. And then my next one was against Rockledge when I had to spill Bryce Lovett when he was pulling towards me.
Oh,
like,
no.
Yeah, this is big boys. These are
He's coming. This guy's going to Florida, and here he comes.
Here I am, 15 years old, having to take care of it.
Yeah. Well, I admire your style of play because I watch you play, and I know – I'm a big hardball guy, whether it's Jim or John, and I know they both have their flaws, but there's something that they each tell their teams, and that is to go out there and play with a passion unknown to mankind. And Isaac, when I watch you play, I think of that emotion because I see a lot of that energy, play after play after play after play. You're like the Energizer Bunny out there. Where does that come from?
I mean, for this season, my motto is, like, I feel like I've left a lot out on the field that I've had. And this year, I just want to make sure that every Saturday I can barely get out of bed. You know what I mean?
I got you.
And even though I have all this energy, I mean, it's just I'm blessed with it. I mean,
Yeah.
It's just who I am, and it's how I always have been. I mean, I talk louder than everyone, and I just go out of my way to be friends with everyone.
I personally am glad that you talk louder than everyone because you don't know how many times I do these interviews and we can't hear the playback. That's not going to be an issue with you and I.
Yeah.
I promise you that. Here with Isaac Hungerbuhler. Isaac, I've watched you play football since you were – I've been doing this for 9 years now, and I started covering youth football 10 years now. And I watched you started playing youth football – not 14, 13, 12, probably somewhere around 10U, I would think. So I've been watching you play football a long time. And as I look back and see you make these amazing plays from 10U to the varsity level, I've also seen you do some things on the field where I go, what the hell is he doing? Right? What is he thinking out there? But I know it comes from that passion, that energy. But I noticed some, and I'm talking about a penalty or two, maybe where you hit the quarterback late or push back. And I love some of the things I know for a fact that you've said to referees. I love that stuff, right? You're a champ when it comes to that, man. You need to write a book on those one-liners, man. But tell me, because I watched you in that kickoff classic, and it seemed to me as if you have a renewed passion and a focus for not making undisciplined plays out there. Mm-hmm. How did you approach that this year?
Well, like with like I said in the Orange Bowl interview that we had, Coach sent James at me, but now I look towards the sideline. I just look at Coach Fuller. That's my first thing. I just stop what I'm doing. I look at Coach Fuller. Like after I think it was a helmet to helmet on Palm Bay or something.
Yeah, it was a bad call.
I mean, I was mad at the ref, but I just looked at Coach Fuller and I was like, I mean,
what can you do?
It happened. And,
right.
Even like this week, it was like they were being dirty all around.
Right.
But we just had to just let it go.
Let it go and be you.
Yeah, and especially with last year and everything that happened.
Yeah,
we had to hear it all.
Yeah, you're on. Yeah, I don't want to talk about the incident. I don't want to talk about. But I'm curious to know, Isaac, what did you learn from that? Because it affected all of you, but I know it hit you hard. What did you learn from that? We've talked about this,
well,
and
it's just like.
Let me tell you what you told me.
Yeah.
All right. When I asked you what you learned, because we were texting about this last year, and my heart went out to you, and I felt really bad. I told I said, "What did you learn?" And you said, "Mr. Allen, I learned how to be. I learned the mistakes that were made and learned how to become a leader from it." Is what you said.
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
I mean, overall, it was just real embarrassing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
sure. I don't think
I've
ever been that embarrassed in my life, and it's just one of those things you never want to have that feeling again.
Right.
And
I know that feeling well.
Yeah.
Several times over.
And in a way, it was like we got to use a good example, at least out of us.
Sure.
Nothing about it was good.
Right.
But the one thing that was good is at least now
you learned.
Everyone, and not just us, every school learned. And it's one of those things that now you have to take a course on, and that's good that you can learn what it really means, because I didn't even know what it was until I heard it.
Until you heard it, right, and know how detrimental that it can
Yeah.
be. And I think, when people say, well, why do you keep bringing it up? Well, because it was that forced the change moving forward in the program. I said after the kickoff classic that it felt like a new era of Viera football. In other words, Coach Mays, Coach Smith, and Coach Staples were part of an era. That era is over, and the Coach Gulla era has begun. What is the Coach Gulla era about? What's different about the Coach Gulla era?
I mean, we're tough now, and we're way more competitive all around.
Right.
Like I was telling you earlier. And Coach Gulla is definitely not afraid to yell at you if he has to. If you need it. He's not just gonna yell at you, but if, let's say, like, hey, this week, like, we knew against Palm Bay, we knew their starting quarterback had transferred, so we weren't too sure who was playing.
Right.
But we heard it was going to be the receivers. So coach is like, hey, this week when that quarterback rolls out, I want those middle linebackers attacking it. And, like, at first we were like, no, that's not what we said. And then it just, now that there's that toughness.
Right.
That Coach Gulla will coach how we need to be coached. And
that's what we're doing.
And I think that's what through my 3 years, with no insult to anyone.
No, absolutely not.
That's what our school has been lacking.
Right.
That's what
the discipline
has been lacking.
Yeah. Well, to hear that, and then you see that, I'll put it to you this way, and I want to be clear about this. Again, nobody's saying anything about anybody. I want to be clear about this. You can see it you can see the difference on the football field. So, they always say that actions speak louder than words. Well, you guys are showing that on the football field. I don't know that you win this football game that you won Friday night last year or 2 years. I don't think that team wins that football game.
No way.
I think you find a way to give it away. Mm-hmm. And so I think this is definitely a different era of whether it's a penalty or so. You return 10 of 11 guys on the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, the offense has got some catching up to do, and they will. But how does it feel knowing that you're a leader and part of a unit that probably has to carry this football team for the first quarter of the season?
I mean, I like it. I mean, I'm thankful for it all. At
the
end of the day, this defense has worked hard, real hard.
Yeah.
And we knew going into the year, Coach Gulla always said that this defense is going to win us games.
Yeah.
And, I mean, to go to show it was the first week.
How does that feel to hear your coach say that?
I mean, it feels good because I feel like Viera's always been that team that's got, like we had Jamari.
Yeah.
And we had Cooper Davis, which, by the way, Cooper Davis is coaching now.
I didn't know that. Okay.
And, but yeah, we've always been that offensive team, I feel like, is what people portray us as. But I think within the next few years is you're going to start seeing a lot of defense come out of us.
Cooper's a guy you could probably learn a lot from.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Cooper.
Yeah.
I mean,
This is his first game this week.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I'll have to say hello to Cooper.
Yeah, he came Monday, and then now he's all full time.
I can't wait to see Cooper. I really can't. Here with Isaac Hungerbuhler. All right, that's the football side of it. For those that know you and know your family, obviously a couple of years ago, you and your family suffered a tragic loss when your dad Jason passed away in a tragic accident. You didn't miss the game that week.
Yeah, I was back on the field.
You're back on the field that week playing in 14U, which absolutely blew our minds. And that's when I knew there was something about you. I love, kid, honestly, that, that heart there. How have you and your family done since this tragedy, and what's been your support system?
I mean, my dad had a amazing group of friends.
Right.
I mean, all sorts of guys that just came out and gave us full on love.
Yeah.
Coming to our house every day, and Ty Field on Melbourne.
Oh yeah.
I mean, my dad died in his father's arms. So me and him have that connection. We're almost like brothers.
Got you.
I love Ty Field. So I have his dad, and we have a wonderful group of friends from my dad, yeah. I
know you're tight with Hancock as well. You and Hancock are tight. I know Dan loves you to death, too. And it just, I thought, people, you don't know how you're going to do. Caleb, to tell you a story, Caleb lost his father at 15 years old. And, well, the thing is you want your parents to go before you because parents never want to see their children go before them. Both of you suffered this entirely too early in life. How has it changed you?
I mean, now I just know that I got something to do what I do for.
Right.
You know what I mean? I know at the end of the day, I do something wrong in school, like with my dad, like that. And it's nothing that my mom's ever said to me. It's nothing that my sister, no one in my family has ever said. That's what.
Right.
Never been like, would your dad be proud? There's nothing that none of them ever said.
Right.
It's just something I put on myself, and I think that it's something that.
Well, it's good to have him sitting on your shoulder.
Yeah.
You put him there.
Yeah.
And I know your relationship with him was tight. So, yeah, no, absolutely. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear this. So, what are you? I'm curious because I know the type of player you are. How does guys like me and you? I don't know that we really truly know how to relax. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, really just relax. How do you try to relax? What do you try to do to relax?
I mean, I got lucky this year. I got to coach the D line for 12U.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 12U Viera. Shout out to my guys.
How did you do yesterday?
They lost.
Okay.
It was 19-6 with Palm Bay.
All right, so I'm going to tell you something now. Duran Guilford was the defensive coordinator for Coco's 14U last night. Now you're coaching the D-line for Viera's 12U. Mm-hmm. Keep your eye on him Saturday.
Yeah, so now I go straight from practice to their practice till 8:30, and then I just go home and take care of the rest of myself, and then I'm back on it the next day.
So I know the answer to this question, but I want everybody else to know. Where are you going after you leave this interview?
I'm going to church. Yeah.
How much does faith have to do with your life?
It's nothing that, I mean, growing up, my family never really went to a church.
Right.
And we never had that. I mean, like my grandma did, but.
Yeah, that's our family. I know what you mean.
Like my dad grew up hardcore Catholic, and it was one of those things that he lost his Sundays growing up, and I think it was just, he was also like a.
Oh, I know all about that. So yeah.
He never he wanted us to always have the fun when you're off, but after the whole thing that happened last year, there's a lot of my friends that already went there, like Brooks Harris, James Olsen go there.
Sure.
Sean Hartman goes there. We hang out with him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's people from all around.
That's
we got a good, strong student athletes like Jackson Lynch from our lacrosse team.
Yeah.
We got a good group of our student athletes there, and they took me in, and I love it now.
That's cool.
It's been about a year now.
Church of Viera, right?
Yeah.
Good church, man. Good church. And good for you because to hear the word once a week never hurts anybody. Here with Isaac Hungerbuhler. And so for fun then, I know you're coaching for fun. Give me something football related. Non-football related that you do to relax.
Sometimes I just sit around and play video games.
All right, what are you playing?
I play NCAA quite a bit.
All right.
I haven't got the new Madden, but
well, there's no sense.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Now NCAA's out.
I'll probably get the Madden. We got the college football, but I'll probably get the Madden. I don't know, probably like week 5 of the NFL season. You know, wait for the price. Maybe find a $10 drop in the price somewhere. But yeah, I mean, I don't see any sense in getting the Madden with the college football.
Yeah.
Who do you play with?
I'm a big Florida State fan.
Okay, so
sadly we lost last night.
I'm gonna ask you about that. Gotta know, bro.
But,
what happened?
Oh, I don't even know. I couldn't watch it.
You were coaching.
I was at the 12U game.
Right.
I just know it was halftime, so I looked at this. It was halftime for us.
Right.
So I tried to sneak, kind of like walk away from the kids. And
look at this. Yeah.
Grab my phone and I see they're kicking a game-winning field goal, and I was like,
"Oh,
that sucks."
no!
So I put that down, and then I had to go back to coaching.
Unreal. Here with Isaac Hungerbuhler. So here's what we're gonna do here in a minute or so. Caleb, did you do that with Viera at the media days? Those questions, because Isaac was.
Yes, but they weren't as rapid fire.
Okay. All right. So I'm curious then how Mr. Hungerbuhler answered some of these questions. So we'll ask him again for those viewers that didn't get an opportunity. What kind of movies do you ever watch? Like if you get a chance to watch TV, what do you watch?
TV show or movie?
Movie.
I like Talladega Nights. That's a good
Yeah.
one. That's one of my favorites.
Ricky Bobby, baby.
And Step Brothers. I mean,
yeah. What do you love, Will Ferrell?
I like those guys. Both of those guys.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah, Step Brothers was on the other night.
Yeah.
A lot of the verbiage you can't repeat from either of those movies. But when one of my favorite parts is because student athletes do this a lot.
Yeah.
When Ricky Bobby goes, I don't know what to do with my hands, man.
We make that joke about Kobe Wallace at the Coach Murphy gives him a hard time about that. They think it's funny because he was doing doing this, and he was kind of like trying to explain everything. Yeah, we make fun for that.
That's good. What about TV shows? Is there a TV show you religiously watch or no?
Not
YouTube,
really.
you're a YouTube guy. You ever fall on those rabbit holes?
Reacher on.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, on Prime.
Reacher's good. That's a bad dude, man.
Yeah.
Hard to believe that's the same guy that was in that football show.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Blue Mountain State.
Yeah, Blue Mountain State.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I finished
There's
watching
another
that.
one you can't repeat a whole lot from. All right. So, want to know when you look at this football team and you know what you know about it, what are your expectations for this football team this year? Where do you see this team?
I'm not big into predictions, really.
Okay.
It's not, I don't. Even people ask me at school on Fridays, "What do you think?" I never answer, really. I mean,
Yeah.
But I just know that every week we got to get the wins because we play tough Osceola for our district championship. And Melbourne's looking strong this year.
Yeah.
So we have a good district, so we have to get all the non-district wins we can because we know our district's going to be tough.
Yeah,
And that's what we.
And it's
said
a small
last
district
night.
too. It's not big. Yeah. All right. So what if I said to you, tell us something about Isaac Hungerbuhler that we don't know that we probably should. What is it? Like give me the dirt on Isaac Hungerbuhler. Like when I'm on the broadcast Friday night, what's something I can tell about you that people are going to want to hear?
Oh man,
that's a good one.
That is a good one.
That's a good question.
Dirt.
I may not even have an answer for that one.
I might not.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I got one.
I'm ready.
I listened to the song Unwritten. You know Unwritten?
Yeah.
I listened to that on game day.
Do you?
Yeah, me and Cooper Keith, we listened
Okay.
to...
what about that song?
It's just a good one. I heard it in a movie.
Yeah.
Recent movie, and then I was like, I like that.
All right.
Me and Cooper Keith listened to Justin Timberlake a lot.
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with
do that on game
JT.
day. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with JT.
So we don't listen to that. Like, I just can't get in the mood when I have like rap music on.
I got you.
We like rock. We listen to Freebird every time before we walk out.
Okay.
By Leonard Skinner. We try to listen to all 9 minutes, but sometimes it gets long.
That's tough.
And that's a good
The instrumental just it gets to you, man.
It does. They say like words for like 3 minutes. But that's from Dan Hancock.
Yeah.
He's a big Leonard Skinner guy from Jacksonville.
His father
yeah.
is his out. I mean,
Yeah.
if I don't know if Dan's from I don't know if Dan's from Alabama or not. But if ever somebody should be from Alabama, it should be Dan Hancock.
Yeah, so he when we were little, he'd play all that, rocking the AC/DC and all the stuff like that on game days, and it kind of, I mean, now it's almost like it's like religious to us. It's what we like.
How about, we were talking beforehand. Yeah, good old Leonard Skinner. I'm thinking, now you got me thinking about my teenage years. What's the future hold for you, man? Do you want to play football in college? You're not sure yet? What's the deal?
I mean, I'm definitely going to look into it.
Yeah.
Because when I started football, I never started football to be a pro player. I mean, my dad was actually a soccer guy.
Oh, really?
He always wanted me to play soccer. He played soccer in high school. He went to Palm Bay, actually.
Okay.
But yeah, he played soccer in high school. He wasn't really a football guy.
All right.
So I kind of just did football because I wasn't good at soccer.
Okay.
Baseball,
it's too much running in soccer for me.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm trying to find these questions. I can't find these questions. So you may. No. Interesting. It tells you how long your laptop has been how long you've. So I typed in questions, and this is pertinent to Viera. And what popped up was questions with Trey Nixon for Trey Nixon interview, which I conducted back in 2015 before he went off to Ole Miss.
Yeah.
So that tells you how much stuff we got in this system. All right, as we get set to wrap up here, man, good luck to you.
Thank you.
I mean, I've always cheered for you. This coaching thing, I think, might catch on with you.
Oh, yeah. I do like it. It is fun.
I can see you maybe staying local, going to college, coaching, and I can see you as a defensive coordinator someday. Now, I'm not saying that if you got to pick a defense, like, all right, let's say you're the defensive coordinator, right? If you get to pick a defense that you want to execute and run, what are you playing? Now, it doesn't have anything to do with Viera, just your overall. Is it the 3-3 stack? Is it the 4-2-5, 4-4, 3-4, 4-6? What do you like?
We run a 4-2-5, and I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, because we got that nickel, especially with Namdi. I mean,
Namdi's
a good guy to have right there in the nickel. But I like that nickel defense.
Yeah.
It's a good one. We had it last year, but I don't think it was as like.
Key to that, though, is coming off the edge. That's why you love it.
And that's why I like it. Yeah,
you got to pin your ears back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The 3-3 stack. You got to have some good athletes to run that one.
Speed
and good guys that can fill the hole.
Yep.
But other than that, I mean, a 4-4 is kind of just basic to me. I like the complex stuff.
All right, hand him the phone, and he'll hand me. I got the questions. You ain't getting off the hook. All right. My man Caleb with the questions. There you go, right? All right. What's your favorite meal your mom cooks?
Oh, yeah. Jack and Cooper make fun of me, but it's like a tuna bake.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's wrong with
that? My
that?
mom calls it a tuna pizza. But
yeah, it's like, I love it. I love that
good,
stuff.
Jack and Cooper laugh at me. They think it's funny.
What talent you got that's non-sports related?
I'm pretty good at fishing.
Are you?
Yeah, and I'm a solid outdoors guy. It's kind of how my dad was. So I'm just took that up in my own.
If I told you could pick a superpower, what would you pick and why would you pick it?
Teleportation for sure.
Yeah, where would you want to go? Where's the first place you want to go?
Hawaii.
Okay.
Somewhere cool like that.
Just tropical, right there, and then right back.
So I can go fishing or something.
Yeah, I got you. Go fishing for the day in Hawaii, and then come home. Yeah, no doubt. What are you going to be in life? When it's all over with.
When I'm done with football and everything, when we went for Bring Your Kid to Work Day, we went to the fire department with Dan.
Yeah.
Me and Jack went up with Dan, and I mean, ever since then, I want to be a firefighter now.
I could see you as a firefighter, dude.
And that's what my mom says. Mom thinks it's a great idea.
I think that's a terrific idea.
Yeah.
I can definitely see you as a firefighter because you got that. You have that. You like to help people.
Yeah.
You got that little edge of craziness about you that I think you have to be a firefighter, and I mean that in a very positive way. Because the leadership qualities, right? I mean, because
I got the mustache.
You already got the Look, you gonna grow a mullet this year?
I have it. It's just kind of.
All right, it'll come in.
I trimmed it up. So
Who's got the best mullet on the team?
On our team?
Yeah.
Oh man, Finn Goldhinger.
Okay.
Have you seen this?
No, I haven't.
He's always been the comb over, slick, like always looking good. He let it go this offseason, and it's long. It's good. It's nice.
I got to take a look at Goldinger's. Hancock's got a good stash too.
Oh yeah.
You and Hancock got
Me
the
and him
stashes.
for season, yeah.
Yeah. Who's gonna win this mustache? You got a contest going?
Not really.
How far are we going with it?
I don't know. Sometimes I don't, like last year I couldn't even make it through the season. I was like, I gotta get rid of this.
I got you. Thanks,
But
dude.
Jack's held on to it though. He's had it for a long time.
He's
growing his hair out now.
Yeah, and look, Jack doesn't get like, I don't know, it's weird because Jack doesn't get like a lot of facial hair over here. So when that mustache is growing, man, you can see that thing. You can see that thing through his face mask.
Yeah.
You guys are a lot of fun, man. I've always enjoyed covering you. And even when like we bump into you, post-game shows and stuff. And we appreciate your support. You guys have supported us all of these years, so we thank you. Thanks for coming in, man.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Have some fun at church. Yeah, absolutely. And so if you would like to be the guy sitting where Isaac's sitting for next week's interview, reach out to me. We'll bring you in. Now, you got to come in on a Sunday. All right, it's the only chance. Actually, this coming week, we could probably do a Saturday. But reach out to me. First come, first serve. And we'll show the interview the night before the Friday game. So I want to thank Caleb who bailed me out with the questions. And, of course, Viera Hawk Sr., Isaac Hungerbuhler. So we'll see you tomorrow night. And then again here in just a couple of minutes for the UbrZati High School football preview show. For Caleb, for Isaac, I'm Alan. Have a good night, everybody. That's a fumble. Here we go. And still out. And this is going to be a strip sack fumble. Touchdown. Viera defense adds to the point total. Is that Hungerbuhler? I believe it's either 10 or 11. I believe it's Isaac Hungerbuhler on the eventual touchdown.